Welcome back to the Red Couch, brought to you by PDBY, your campus news. It's your girl Notando, and we're back for another episode. So today I am here with Sluga. I'm gonna let him introduce himself to you guys, and then we'll take it from there.
Hey, Sanbanane Kaya. I go by the name Kuma Mateza, that's my government name. But as Notando has so lovingly said, I do go by the name of Sluga as a stage name, as an artist, and yeah, as a creative. So yeah, and I'm here. Let's do this, man. What's going on? How are you doing, Notando?
I am doing great. Obviously, it's been a hectic week. Uni, academics, it's been crazy.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So I wanted to find out a little bit more about your background, and can you please elaborate for us, Guti? As an artist, as a creative, what do you mean? What do you do? And all of that.
Sure. Okay. Background. How far back do you want me to go?
Do you want to?
So in the beginning, I'm joking. In terms of just where I'm from and where it all started. I come from a township called Tembisa, it's in Johannesburg. But to be honest, the drive and my quest into the creative space of music really started here in Pretoria. It took shape here in Pretoria, yes, back in Tembisa in high school, at home. We would have like groups. I was part of what they would call amanega. And we would like have ciphers and battles and freestyles in class. We would also do like beatbox things here and there. So that was just like pretty much the genesis of how my passion for music was birthed. And even we can go further back to just all the kinds of music I was exposed to growing up. I was fortunate enough to have family that have a musical ear, musically inclined in one way or another, and that sort of then sprouted the passion in me, I can say. But yeah, so fast forward, coming back now to Pretoria, where it all started was with a church. I'm sure a lot of people can say that themselves, or a lot of artists rather. Started in the church, and it was a church called Graceway, and they kind of like were like, hey man, I don't know if they heard me singing once during the service, but someone came, like the pastor literally came up to me and was like, hey, I think there's something in you, come through to what's this, praise and worship practice. It's like, what?
Me?
That's ridiculous. I think you might be talking about someone else, because it wasn't like a thought, like music, yes, but singing not so much, you know. But that's how it started, and yeah, part of the choir. Through that, we kind of then released an EP, yes, an EP called Graceway Worship. I co-wrote like maybe 2 songs on that album, and then yeah, so that's essentially when it started taking shape. To answer your question,
Really?
the background, yeah.
So you're studying zoology.
Hey.
I know, like these are like such polar opposites. Like you're an artist and science.
Academic.
Yes, academic, postgraduate. You know. So like, I want to know what a day in your life looks like when you factor in academics, when you factor in obviously your own social life, your own personal life, and rest, and then now you have to like maybe have an event or a gig. How does that look like for you?
I want to say there's almost no such, I've realized that there's almost no such thing as striking a perfect balance, because at any given point, one thing does sort of take priority over the other. I'll be honest about that. But yeah, how this divide, I feel like it's a divide, but at some point, as I am exploring further this world of academia and this world of arts, I realize how there's nuances between them that sort of correlate, you know, because as an academic, you are writing and putting out, you are writing up experiments and all the procedures you followed to sort of come to a conclusion and test the hypothesis or whatever. as an artist, I am writing about my experiences, and I feel like my life isn't in its own is an experiment. You know what I'm saying? And it's an experiment that I'm carrying out, or maybe God is carrying out. We don't know. But in essence, it's that it's putting whatever the experiences I have and the life I live and the people I interact with, putting that onto a record and being able to relay that for someone else to consume, and whether they relate or not, but they will then be able to interpret the art for themselves, because that's the way art is. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough. I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, one thing does take priority over the other. You know, at any given point, I am more focused on school than I am on recording. At some point then I prioritize recording, and I'm pushing that, and we're then moving and we're pushing whatever, say, project that we have ready. I even talk about this, funny enough, on one of the songs from the first EP called Choices. It's like this sort of conflict that I found in myself, that there's an academic, there's the creative. What are you doing really? Are these two, can these two worlds coexist? You know? And yeah, I think the answer to that is becoming clearer and clearer as I progress in these worlds. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I think like I said, striking a balance. Maybe it's a myth. Maybe I haven't found it yet. Maybe I'm yet to see it. Maybe they can comment. What do you tell them? They can comment in the
comment section.
Yes, and tell us how they strike the balance. Share notes, please.
Yes, please. Yes. So my other question, another friend, a friend of the show, Lox and Tato, we had them.
Yeah, I know the homies.
Yes.
Shout out
so
Lox and Tato.
So they did mention how they didn't believe that their craft could exist outside of their beliefs, right? So as you mentioned, that you obviously like started feeling like you took music more seriously as your thing in church. How has that been? Like, how have you ever felt like, okay, I can't be a certain person, I can't be this person, and then also want to release music of this nature? Or have you ever found a struggle in how to express yourself through your lyrics?
Internal battles, always there. I think it's always there, in the sense that, like, because I'm Christian, I'm expected to make gospel music, and I have, you know, but I felt like in terms of what I want to say, what I want to relay out there, because I mean, like I said, it's a form of expression for me, you know what I'm saying, and I felt a lot more comfortable on a hip-hop beat, you know what I'm saying. And it's cool. It's also because of the origins, you know, the origin story, if you can put it that way. That, like I said, I mentioned that I was exposed to a lot of music growing up, you know, and hip-hop happened to be one of those primary forms of expression that I was then exposed to, exactly. So I felt like it would be only fitting that I just jump into that, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that I will never go back and do a gospel thing, or I'll never do, in fact, you know, low-key, don't tell anyone, but like, I'm a bit of a soul lover myself. I'm a lover at heart, you know? And soul and R&B is kind of something that I also love listening to, and I would love to explore that, but I feel like at this point in time, at this space where I am right now, the voice of hip-hop is the one that resonates the most with me. With you, yes. Yeah, and so that's why I kind of felt, let's just get everything, let's get all the external influences out of the way, the preconceived notions that people have on you, the perception, the expectations that people have for you, you know what I'm saying? And let me just focus on myself, like, because this is about my life that I'm writing. I'm not writing about the next person's life. I'm writing about my own life and the experiences that I have. And how's the best way for me to do that? Give me a 4-4, dog. Give me a 4-4, give me a 3-4, whatever. Let's
And,
do it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So yeah, that's pretty much it.
So another thing that I wanted to know is that I've personally found it very difficult in navigating adult relationships, because I feel like I'm only now feeling like an adult at my big age of almost 24 years.
Yes, well.
But I do also understand, Nguti, when you get exposed to when you enter a new period of your life, I want to say this is a period of your life. It's about a new aspect of your life, right?
Yeah.
You obviously meet different people, and people obviously will act differently towards you, and you have to also guard the kind of people that you let into your life and the kind of 100%. Interactions that you have. So how has that been for you? Like, how have you found that sort of experience? Because I feel like at some point people treat you like you're some celebrity, and even if you're not acting a certain way, like you're just having a bad day, people are like, oh my god, no, Stuga is so stuck up. And like, how have you found those kinds of interactions?
Hey man, I think, personally, as a human being, I'd like to think of myself as a generally easygoing guy, and a lot of the times, the way I look at it is that if anyone has some kind of thought or idea about me and how I might have acted in one day or another, provided yes, we have our days where we're not feeling all too well or under the weather or whatever, but like, as we interact with people, one thing that has become very important for me is what we call vibes these days, the energy, I grew up, when I was still growing up, we call it a conscience, ukuthi like nembezo yakutshela ukuthi bathini igazi lakho nelami liyahlangana. You understand? So I'm that kind of person ukuthi no, like, I will not have a igazi lami lihlangane nelakho from the bat, off the bat. It's a matter of I interact with people, I want to learn people, I want to understand people, and when that happens for some reason, then it's very easy for me to like sort of distance myself from those kinds of things. I've kind of like, especially part of what happened in the pandemic was that it made me comfortable with being myself by myself, and not feel the need to have external validation always, you know what I'm saying? And yes, no man is an island. We interact with people, we have relations with people, we meet people on a daily, you know what I'm saying? But I chose to then focus on what I know is important for me, what I know will grow me, what I know will make an improvement in my life and an improvement in the immediate surroundings and the people that I interact with on a daily. I mean, your people, dog.
You can always feel your
people,
tribe,
man, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not to sort of push any kind of agenda, but it's just a matter of like, when we are in the same frequency or the same vibe, it works. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the biggest things that helped me decide and navigate relationships and meeting with people and linking with people. But like I said, generally easygoing guy, dog. I'm like, how can you not get along with me? Come on, man.
And also,
have you seen this face? I'm joking. Go ahead.
We have seen it and we love it. But I mean, also, like, you work with people, so it's highly unlikely for you to ever not want to interact with people.
Yes, 100%. Exactly. Oh man, I love that a lot. Saying uthi sing, that saying rather. Ngingumuntu ngabantu. I am because you are. You are because I am. That's one of the most beautiful things of Africa and being African that I have embraced. And I feel like it's informed a lot of who I am and what I do.
That's it for me, your girl Natando. That was Red Couch, brought to you by PDBY, your campus news. Bye for now.